Not yet.
Here comes Jack and his puppy.
I can't see where the button is. Thank you. Cat walking across.
Hi, Tyrion. It's Tyrion, right?
Yes, it is. Lilia just sleep.
Alrighty. It's Monday. Quiet on the set.
All right. Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. Coming to you live from Deltona, Florida. 9 years plus and still running. Who'd have ever thought they'd last this long? Lunch with no other than the dynamic duo themselves, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another glorious edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the Shroud of the Avatar news so you don't have to do anything other than question your own personal life choices and ours. Because,
That's
yeah.
right. And they are highly questionable.
Yes.
Is that a new person or? Yes, it is.
Oh, new person?
Yeah, they popped in and then popped out of Owl's Head. I think I got them. Rotunda Lecerte.
Oh.
Yes, but welcome
Yes.
to today's show, boys and girls. It is Monday, July 15th, 2024, here inside and outside Shroud of the Avatar. Halfway through the month. And giveaways are open. Andrew's got his trusty umbrella out, making it rain even more.
Yay.
And is that the rain-making umbrella?
No. You
The
think those things
clockwork
actually
umbrella?
work?
Ah, well, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
No.
No.
That's like the myth of early design discussions about, hey, the celestial system's going to have an impact on crafting. It's one of those other
and crops,
like
and farming.
It's one of those ones where it's like, hey, we had this idea, but we never implemented it. But we told you about it, so everybody believes it. Yeah.
Yep. Question every
It's
day
just
what
raining in
I'm
the
still
green.
doing here. You're here because we're still here, Dwip. That's why you're still here.
Wait, where did he say that?
Right in my chat.
I can't join because I'm not connected.
The chatty?
Can't join NBNN news. Not connected.
Oh, well, did you update?
But I am connected. I already have the latest version. Oh,
Okay.
that's a whisper.
Yeah, that came up.
Okay.
That came up. You're connected. You're there. Well, I don't know. You don't need to be connected to me to whisper to me.
Okay. There.
Yeah,
There.
the car wreck, you mean the train wreck isn't over. So we're still watching until it's over.
Yes.
That's right. Well,
The train
it's
wreck is still wrecking.
it's not going anywhere because we've been here
Oh,
just about 10 plus years and
yes.
gotta say exclamation I love free shit exclamation bundle me and pound the
Pound the
booty.
booty.
But
Yes.
we're gonna get right to the fun stuff as
The Lord British shout out.
gotta say a big thank you to the one and only Richard Garriott, Mr. Lord British himself.
Yes.
Totally I guess unsolicited, but this was something that was thank you to Dwip for spending the time to actually watch the whole stream. I was watching the stream, and I'll share some other things here in just a minute as well. Actually, won something during the
Yes.
live stream, and
Yes.
we'll show you some goodies here in just a moment. But Lord British, I was standing out there. Let's see if we can get a little closer look. If you want to come on over here, right up on top of this chest,
Oh,
they were giving out these cute little
party hats.
party hats. These virtue party hats. Get over here.
Oh,
The
I
the
could just
Ankh
put
party
mine
hats.
on.
You have an Ankh party hat?
Yes.
Where'd you get that yours from?
Maybe I'm special.
Oh, maybe you are special. I don't know.
I appear to be
Uh,
wearing an Ankh party hat.
did you actually go out and get one, or did you get one from a different event?
Not telling you.
Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent.
Although I don't know why. Wait, there. Yes, I do have the Ankh Pati hat. They were also handing out a potion of disco.
Oh yeah, well they were doing that, and yeah, I got those, and really didn't need those, but I was
Yeah,
out there, so happened to see Ravlox doing that on stream, so I jumped out there real quick and standing in front of Lord British, and then I went AFK, and apparently I was AFK when this happened.
it is hour and 27 and 20 seconds into the stream.
And let me make sure my volume is turned up properly so people can actually
Yeah.
hear it.
Andrew's like, Jack asked me where Lord British had gone, and British said he was going to return, but never returned.
Yes, he said he had a. That's when I left. I was actually there, but in and out. And then
He's solo parenting.
he said
Yeah.
he was solo parenting, but he stayed around. When he said had to do that, that's when I got up and left. But apparently, he stayed around a little while longer after that. But
Yes.
anyway,
But did you get the 127.20?
yes, we are ready to count it in.
Click play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Yeah, and by the way, I also want to just give a personal shout out to Lazarus Long, standing here in front of me here inside the Castle Athos. I still very much, Laz, enjoy not only the not terribly often I know, but the times I get to see your streams directly. But I do see every day on Twitter your announcements of your lunchtime streams. And the really fun art that you put out that I still have no idea how you manage to get those out on a daily basis with such quality. But the fact you put those together all the time, it's just it's been an honor and a privilege to have you as part of this community and have you as both helping to share with everybody, what's going on in the game and things of that nature. Anyway, I just really appreciate it. I've You are truly a pillar of the community, my good man. Thank you.
Yes.
Truly a pillar
Fantastic.
of the community. He's probably the only
And no
one who
mention of
thinks so.
Jack.
Forget that
Because
guy.
I was not on there when that was done.
Yeah, so again, apparently you were paying attention or you were out there at one point. So I didn't see you while I
Yes,
was
yes.
out there.
Yeah, I was there for a bit, and then I started to watch the stream, and oh man,
But I did actually repost that clip to Twitter and gave him a big shout out and thank you. Tagged him in the game along with it. So
yeah,
again, very very big thank you and shout out to Richard Garriott, aka Lord British himself, because we've been friends for quite some time, ever since our first trip out to Austin back in the days of the original offices,
yes,
where we got to tour the offices, have lunch with the staff, and go out to his property, sign the backstage beams of the theater, all that fun stuff. Left my mark. I believe there's some stickers out there back there if they're still there, and of course, left him an NBNN coffee mug in the bar area of Castleton. But last time I was out there, the NBNN mug was not where I left it. I'm assuming he maybe picked it up and put it in his personal collection. I hope so. Yeah,
maybe.
I know he's got a hat, and I know he's definitely got an embroidered NBNN shirt because we delivered those personally to Lord British and Darkstar, and then you personally delivered one to Shooter Jennings.
Yep.
When I met Shooter in 2016 at Dragon Con, he's I love that shirt, man. Can I, where can I get one? I says, Shooter, I says, we'll get you one, and we did. Jack got to deliver it several months later at a live event. Jack went down, visited, and
Yep.
hung out with Shooter and gave Shooter the shirt in person. So, um, again, thank you to Lord British for the kind words. We do appreciate it. And again, hopefully, we'll continue to be able to do this for another 10 plus years of this wonderful, wonderful train wreck that we call NBNN News, as long as this game's here and we're still, vested, and we'll still continue to do what we do here on a regular basis. Andretto says, I've been here close to 11 years. Lord British wants to thank a person. Why not Jack for being there help at the office when the game was being funded? Well, Jack got shout outs for the beer deliveries back in the day. Again, if you
Yeah,
guys remember the
that
early
that was
days,
really helpful.
in the early days, every Wednesday before release, Jack would make a trip down to the office, and every once in a while, I'd send some funds when I had them to help defray the cost, and Jack would bring some beer down the night before release and spend some time down at the offices. But that's when they had offices. But yeah, very, very first time, of course, is a story that is now history making, where we were doing a live stream and we really didn't think anybody was paying attention. And Jack says, maybe I should bring some beer down. And one of the developers said, yes, bring beer. And Jack immediately dropped stream and hopped in his car and headed down to do that.
And then continued to stream on my
And then
phone.
continued to stream. He was on
Well,
audio while I was live streaming. That was one of the classic moments from Lunch with Laz and
yeah.
Jack back in the day. But moving right along, we going to do the other clip
Oh,
now, or are we going to save the other clip for later?
well, we might as well talk about it because it is rather interesting.
Is it surprising or not so surprising?
Well, So we need to be at 3:15:15.
I'm at 3:15:24, where he actually says it.
Yeah, but go to 3:15:15.
Okay, hold on. Can't see if I
So
can get there. Let's see,
there
3:15.
there is a discussion about episode 2, 3, 4, and 5.
3:15.
So
Okay, so I see it.
yeah. Okay.
Hold on.
So 3:15:15.
I gotta copy this one in here. Copy this. Get over here. Paste it in. And then when I hit enter, it should go. So,
You just have to click on the timestamp for it.
well,
It'll take you on the
it's in
transcript.
in a different window, different windows.
Okay. We are clicking start in 3, 2, 1. Start.
And have you?
Nope, that didn't work. Stop. I guess I'll just have to. Guess I'll have to just bring the one over there, and then okay. Now I can click
Well,
start.
actually, we should actually go back to
3:15:06.
no 3. 14.
56, 51.
Well, his stuttering where he actually misses the very first decoupled.
3:14:25.
Let's go with 3:14:19.
I don't have a 3:14:19. There is no 3:14:19 in this transcript. Oh yeah, okay, never
Yeah,
mind.
there is.
There it is. Sorry, I wasn't back far enough.
Okay, so this is going to be discussions about episodes 2, 3, 4, 5. We are clicking start in 3, 2, 1. Start.
And again, so Soda out of order, not going to tie an episode number to it, right?
Yeah.
So one thing to note is that, and this is me. I'll tell you, this was me doing this. Is that I have decoupled the idea of episodes being new zones and new lands from the quest lines. The episodic content is the quest lines. So if we continued on the path that we're on right now, where we're waiting to get all the land in place, all the zones in place for episode 2, then go and do the quest stuff, it's just going to be ridiculous. So doing that for episode 3, 4, and 5 would take forever. So they need to be decoupled. So that way we could actually sit down and start plotting out our quest lines. And let me tell you, there's been some very interesting conversations. For those of you who were here right in the beginning of this stream, the conversation that Richard and I were having, and I mentioned that, well, actually, were we even live yet? Maybe we weren't live yet then. So I'll just say that Richard and I are actually talking about plot lines and stuff. We have a lot of structure set up. There's a third book that needs to be published. It's safe to say that that's going to be worked on. I don't know if the publisher will accept it or not, that type of thing. So again, no promises there for time frames or even that it'll get out there. But Richard and I are collaborating on a third book, and Scotty, Richard, and I have sat down and talked about plot lines for that book and plot lines for the game going forward for episode 3, 4, and 5. All I could say is that I'm actually very excited about it. I'm not just saying this. This is actually stuff that this is a deepening of Ultima lore and a deepening of the Ultima the storylines and overarching type of stuff that I've always felt that Ultima was lacking and could use. So Richard has been very kind in letting me um, spew out a whole bunch of stuff, and Scotty has helped me to structure it, and Richard's actually happy with what I've said so far. So hopefully we'll have some really cool content going forward in episode 3, 4, and 5. But of course, we need to get episode 2 done first, and
Yes.
Sanyo is working on all those things. As I said, we have more of the quests coming out this month, and we'll keep on going on that until that's finished, and then we'll start off on episode 3. So there's a lot of cool stuff ahead.
Yeah, what we've already talked about, it's neat because it's not just a callback to past lore and things like that, but it's also, it also ties up some loose ends that we were wondering about ourselves, which all that to me, that always makes me happy because it feels much more completionist in many ways when it comes to what we've already offered in episode 1, and making sense of these things in our own minds as the lore is crystallized.
Right.
So that's always been. Someone, go ahead.
I never liked the idea of having like a new land for a new story every time, because it doesn't make sense that we get our Shroud and then there are no more stories in Novia to tell. We have to go somewhere else.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, careful, guys. Don't give away too many hints about episode 3.
Yeah, no. Yeah. But you're right. But you're right, though. That always bothered me as well. I mean, there's just, there are reasons sometimes to go back and revisit places. And I like that idea because it means those places are still very much alive.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess, I mean, Nerds versus Jim has some, you're getting there. So what, Portalarium spent a lot of time building out Novia and well, overbuilding Novia. So there's a lot of places to go in Novia. The game is absolutely huge.
There are still several cloned adventure scenes that could be just flat out replaced.
Exactly. Yeah. So, just to say, and that's the only hint we'll give, is that, there's definitely some things that could be leveraged there for questing that would be in episode 3. But I think that's where we would stop as far as giving any ideas or hints for that.
Yes. Episode 2 must be finished.
Exactly. And once episode 2 is done, then we'll give you some idea of what's going on. But I'm also a proponent, and this is one of the reasons, separating the episodic content from actual LAN in episode 3 will be a good chance for us to gain some ground on this. We'll speed things up because it'll allow me to do a couple of things. Keep the quests secret and not on the live server until, okay, here it is, done, right? Obviously, there's people who have early access, and they'll be granted their early access and everything like that. Might even do early access on the QA server and keep them there. Because there's a whole bunch of stuff that we've been talking about. We have to add another QA server. We need a QA server for internal use because, again, you guys, a lot of people have noticed that.
Pause.
Need a QA server for the QA server?
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, they should already have a dev server, so
that should be the QA server. What the fuck? I mean,
well, the QA server is QA server, dev server is dev server. But let's go back to that idea of decoupling the introduction of new land masses for episodes 3, 4, and 5, for which was the original plan, was each episode was a new land mass, to now episodes 3, 4, and 5 are going to be separate quest lines. Now, separating out into different quest lines means, hey, you don't have to develop new land masses, new POTs, new everything else, but you do have to create dialogue. And you have to end up with a concept of, hey, don't eat that. Not that. I need that. You already ate one side of it. What is that playing?
But
What is this? Oh, did
what are you
you
talking about? What are you talking about?
A friend of mine got into my Spotify.
Oh,
I was playing some Poppy. But
and when they play it, you hear it?
well, it was playing on my computer because she
That
was
doesn't make
playing
sense.
shit. She was playing shit from my computer.
Oh. Yeah, no, I don't give people access like that.
Yeah, it's all good. But let's go back to that idea of decoupling episodes from land masses and brand new stories related to whatever to hey, now it's just going to be a quest line.
So the new scenes will be quest line is basically, but see, that's a problem.
Well, not even new
because-
scenes.
Well, that's what he said. That's exactly what he said. He said new scenes will be quest lines, but the problem is they're going to have to change up the cadence because right now they're putting in new scenes without quest line, and now they're having to go
like,
back and put quest line
like
into those scenes.
Like what? Are you referring to
all of episode 2 landmass?
Well, that's because they said that they were not going to do the quest lines until later, but all of the scenes were going to be related to the quest lines. But
they built out the land, they built out the scenes, but they never had the quest line planned or plotted out to.
Well, they did have the themes for it and the basic plotting for it initially. When Richard was still working with them,
well,
yes,
according
they
to
did.
Yeah, Richard had all 5 episodes plotted out. If you remember us sitting down talking about the maps and how the maps were going to be tied to the land masses, and the land masses were going to be tied to the episodes originally. Something that and of course with episode 2 they screwed the pooch on that. Instead of putting episode 2 where they initially planned it, and now it's off someplace, and
to the north instead of to the east.
And of course, we don't have a table here, do we? You have a table handy?
No. Hold on.
With the Novi. Oh yeah, it's right here behind us. It's actually on the pianos, isn't it? If we can get close to this piano here and look at it. If you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Novian. This is the Novian landmass right here.
Yeah.
In front of us.
That doesn't show the islands. It doesn't show the Mistrinder very well, or Novia.
Again, it's supposed to be to the left of us. These little things on the curvature is supposed to be the Serpent Isles right there. Yeah, right there on the right-hand side. So episode 2 was supposed to be here, episode 3 was supposed to be here, episode 4 was supposed to be here, and episode 5 was supposed to be here. Yeah. Yes, exactly, Tina. There is no episode 2 quest line because they were putting in scenes, but according to Revlox, they're going to have to change that cadence because the new scenes are going to be part of quest line. And Winfield says, I think that an episode as a new journey quest that could be on the same set, existing landmasses or new ones, sort of like new episodes in a TV series, new stories, same or new TV set. No, because all the storylines of most of your TV shows are all based in the same city, town, whatever. Uh, you know, everything that happened in Mayberry happened in Mayberry. 3,000 different stories all happened in Mayberry. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh,
Actually, some of them happened in that nearby city where Barney eventually went to work.
let's see here. It's a lot of commentary coming in. And again, in reference to, you get the shroud. Well, yeah, should they have held the shroud till the end of episode 5, or it
Well,
doesn't make sense that you get the shroud and maybe you need the shroud to move on to episode 2, 3, 4.
they're going to have a lot of work
CC
to do.
says episode 2 is not done. CC, episode 1's not done. They're still fixing shit in episode 1, dude. Come on now. You know that.
Hey, considering that there was a map in a scene, I believe it's tied to the quest line that is not available that I was in earlier today.
Yeah. But
It's like, whoopsies.
speaking of maps and
That was
scenes,
the Royal Founder Knight Benefactor table, right?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, Royal Founder.
That's right. But hey, we love this shit. Tell him, CC. Yeah, Tina, what are maps? Yeah. Well,
Yes.
we've got a topic to switch gears to here in just a second. Again, there's more to come on this because right where we left off was another topic that I wanted to bring up, but it's right there at the end of that topic, so we'll come back to that in just a minute. But first things first, we need to go pull a giveaway because it's that time of the day.
Oh, yes.
Let's get over to the MooBot and pick ourselves a streamer bundle winner, and Andrew Night Owl, who happens to be right here on the lot.
Michael Berg is going to be receiving mine.
So congratulations, Andrew. Come on down.
Okay. There you go. It's in your mailbox in a second. There. It is in your mailbox. Congratulations there. But yeah, the
Andrew, anytime now.
hey, maybe he's AFK. I mean, it's like it's all good. It's all good. Reopen your giveaway and continue
Yeah, I did.
on. Yes. But I will say that yes, the change related to, hey, we've got to do quests instead of, and each quest line is going to be the episodes. Whatever. When are the rest of the land masses coming along for the entire planet? Like sailing and other things that
Well,
y'all
sailing
said were
doesn't
coming.
require any land masses. But let's jump to a topic. I think it was the last topic I put in. Was it the last topic before the videos?
Navigator?
Yeah, Town Navigator, because I want to talk about this one because this is from a new player, Andy Oreos.
For a wish list for a town navigator, where to find everything. It's from Sandy Oreos. I'm trying to keep my ideas separate, so forgive me if anyone thinks this is a double post. It's not. Once again, this is speaking as a new player, so my views are directly related from being new, and I do not mean to offend any others' opinions or views based on being new. I would eventually like to see someone to go ask where the general location things are in the area, like trainers, banks, blacksmiths, local tavern, or etc. Originally, that was supposed to be the guards that would give you basic directions. You remember that discussion there, Laz?
I don't, but
Oh yeah. You were supposed to be able to
Tina
You were
says
supposed to
so.
be able to ask NPCs where somebody
the,
was.
the town crier.
No,
That's just
see
what
someone
Tina's
to go ask.
And
Yeah,
Tina says so. The town crier would be the person you would ask for that information, but that's not my point here. So continue on.
like I asked the navigator specifically about where a banker would be, and they'll say, the bank person? Well, they're just east and up the road, first building to your left, past the S Mart. Or let me pin that location on the map for you type of deal. Regardless of how it works, some general guidance to these locations would be helpful for those who can't comprehend or even those who can't ask at all, offline mode, etc. Is there something like this? Also, let me know so I can understand the system a bit better.
Yes, there is.
Also, once again, I also don't know what to expect. I do not expect this to be implemented, and I do not expect, I agree, if this is a disagreed topic. It's, Conjure, in the Solace Bridge outskirts zone, you can ask Captain Kinsey about the location of everybody she mentions. Locations on the map and in the compass are highlighted in blue when you accept a quest and did not disable the display in the journal settings.
Oh,
But
or
hey, but
we
come over here.
We can go to that wonderful idea came up by Jacob White called Soda Map. And Soda Map, you can go to, say, let's just pull up Owl's Head for giggles and grins. Owl's Head.
Yeah.
And when you go to Owl's Head will have the locations of every vendor, every location. If you want the banker, you just type in bank, and it will tell you where the banker is, because that's how Soda Map was intended to be used. If you want the tailor, you type in tailor, and it'll tell you where the tailoring stations are publicly, or where Fred the tailor is, or any other useful, like town crier. And, it'll show you that and, give you exactly where it is. You can even get a share location to embed the map, all that good stuff.
Wait. Where on the Soda Map do you actually do that? Where you search for the banker?
You type it in the search bar, bank.
Oh,
You didn't know that? Yeah, you didn't know that, did
Larry
you?
the banker.
Hey, didn't know that, did you? Yeah, that's how
Yeah,
Soda Map was built. And this works
never
for
actually did it that
every
way.
map that was made before they decided to stop using Soda Map, which is 90+%. So if you had a town like, let's say, Doris, and you try to figure out what the hell's going on in Doris, and you want to find the banker in Doris, you just go type in bank, and it'll show you where the Doris banker is. Just that simple. Yes, there is a way to do that, but unfortunately they don't support it anymore. And it is available out there for most of the older stuff, but the new stuff, unfortunately, you're SOL on. And
Don't have maps?
Or don't have maps. Even better stuff that we don't have maps, like let's back up here. Oops. Let's try let's try the Clink. This is probably the old Clink.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is the old Clink.
Yeah. And the old Clink would have a map to where all the doors were, one-way doors, chests, where Myron was located, where the hidden doors are, where the entrances and exits to everything were. But we decided that we weren't going to support this project after we spent a shit ton of money purchasing it from Jacob White. And sorry there, Sandy.
Well, that remember that was them thinking, "Hey, we know better because we're professional game developers and we know how to make this much faster than you, and then they couldn't get a single map.
Tina says there are still a bunch of towns that's broken since Jacob gave it to them. What do you mean it's broken?
Well, there's all kinds of stuff that was broken since Jacob gave it to them that they broke.
Well, they just
It
stopped
wasn't
adding
broken
to
by
it.
Jacob.
Yeah. Oh well, they first off they started clipping out features like allowing you to embed stuff. Town owners who Jacob gave permissions to were the only ones who had permissions to actually, get the, access to their
Modify their
maps to
towns.
modify their towns. Then it was updated so that when you updated your town every day at midnight or so, it still does that from time to time.
Hey, remember that new map server they talked about 3 years ago?
Yeah, the one we're still waiting for, the standalone map server.
But the in-game version of this request that he's talking about was originally supposed to be the NPCs in the town. You were supposed to be able to sit there and talk to an NPC and ask them the location of, hey, if you know a person's name or if you know a person, like the description, like say, come up to here to one of these vendors and say bank. They were supposed to be able to say, hey, the bank is whatever direction just to the east. It's in that building right there. Don't you see it? They were supposed to have responses about these things. Now, part of the problem with is the way that all of the NPC responses are hard coded. So if you don't know the keyword, that would trigger the response, which would be, hey, these static locations. Remember, all of the NPCs were actually supposed to have their own individual schedules. And so they were supposed to go do different things, different parts of the day.
Yeah, that's become a pain in the ass.
Where some NPCs have schedules and some don't.
Well, one of the changes recently where they took the recipes for the pets off the pet merchants from NPC towns and put them on a vendor in Exeter. Well, that vendor disappears for half the friggin' day. So when you want to go do something and buy some stuff off of him, if he's not there, you got to sit there and friggin' wait and wait and wait. And it's a pain in the ass. Yeah, it used to be really nice
when I can just go find his house and wake him up.
Well, I guess you could, but yeah, I wasn't about to take the time to go looking all those houses.
Go find his house.
Yeah.
And his bed.
I was just so used to being able, and yeah, they don't just like go upstairs or downstairs in Exeter. They run and zigzag through the town and go to different locations, which is one of the few places where they actually implemented that to the point where they don't just stay in the building; they go someplace else.
They didn't do it whenever the NPC is following you and your default movement is running. Okay. Yeah. Unless you hit like the slash on your keyboard to walk. So their default is walking to a location generally until they're going to that location. Then they run.
And also when you're interacting,
yes, night and day was intended to matter in the storyline to make it more realistic. This is all related to the Shroud of the Half-Assed. They half-assed implemented a bunch of game features. If they were fully implemented, it would be much better. If you think about the number of towns where the NPCs don't have names and they just said, they just changed it instead of, hey, putting names and dialogue and things like that, they turn around and say, I don't answer to Outlanders. It's like, how the fuck do you know I'm an Outlander? All my gear comes from this world. Huh?
CC knows what I'm talking about. Inside joke.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's yeah. Well, fully implemented, it would be awful until you realize the daylight that you're waiting 15 minutes for night.
Yeah,
15 minutes,
and
dude.
the other thing that ticks me off is if you're interacting with that NPC
Yeah.
at its time, they just pick up and leave. They don't allow you to finish what
Oh
you're
yeah, yeah,
doing. They
yeah.
just walk away, and you're in the middle of picking and choosing shit, and all of a sudden, poof, it all goes
Yeah.
up in smoke.
Well, I mean, it's one where it's like, yes, you do need that vibrant world. You need that things that are going on. This is my problem realistically with majority of these quests that are implemented currently. It doesn't impact realistically your relationships with NPCs.
But yeah, it would be nice, if they would have implemented something like the NPC, knowing where shit was. But it would be nicer if
Yeah.
they would have just continued along with, Jacob White's vision and
Oh
continued
yeah.
along with the maps instead of making new maps for shit that we already had maps for and wasting a whole bunch of developer time, you know, creating a whole new map
Yeah.
set that doesn't even have half of the
The
functionality
functionality.
that it had in its previous versions, nor it has any use besides just a visual. Um, the maps that we have now are nothing compared to what Jacob White put into Soda Map, and it really is just something that annoys me when I see that we took the time to purchase it from him, took the time to transfer it over, and then dropped the whole project, and then decided to do something else, wasting a whole lot of other
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Well, so remember, like Tina's like, even the main quest line doesn't change your interactions with NPCs. Part of that is because they have talk about faction systems, right?
Still
And
waiting on that.
essentially, the faction that your character is aligned with should impact each of the NPCs. So that way you go through and do whatever. But not fully developed as far as the conversation system, because all that conversation dialogue was put on hold for 2 years while Lum the Mad, the primary storyline writer for episode 1, worked on writing the dialogue and quest engine itself
But Drip
instead of
wants to
using one
know
of the Unity asset stores
what
items.
was the original reason to redo maps. They didn't do
Oh,
their due diligence and realize that it was going to take them 10 to 12 hours to create the maps that it took Jacob White to do it.
no,
And
no,
and there was a built-in functionality in Unity that would allow them to go into a scene and just take a shot and create a map. So they decided that was easier.
but
So
they
let's
they
just
also
do it all
changed
over.
they also changed the graphical style of the maps.
Well, that was part of the Unity thing. I mean, what made them decide to change from the maps we have over in this book over here? Why did we drop this map set that worked really fine, to
Yeah.
the other
Well,
map set?
it's kind of like bring up the in-game map for Owl's Head.
Yeah,
Remember, it used to be just like the one that's on Soda Map,
yeah.
or so it actually had the lots and everything else that were defined
It
until they
was.
broke that.
It was. Well, they didn't break it. They took it out.
You know,
There's a big difference.
they yes, they
This it
they
used to
broke it.
have. It used to have all the lot lines, and it had all the
Yeah.
vendors. This is part of that new map system that really sucks, comparatively. Yeah.
Well, no. So so zoom out a little bit on the in-game map here
Yeah. How
and
far?
notice just that way you can see it. Okay.
See what? What are we
So
looking for? I can see
you're
all of
looking at
Upper
the
Owl's Head.
art style. Okay. That is Jacob White. Okay. Now let's go to the breach. Okay. The Breach, because that's a great scene for killing shit and doing weird things. Okay, which is one of the new scenes in episode 2.
But it's not a city.
It's not a city, but fine. I'll go to one of the towns in Mistrinder. Da, 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 da. Yes, I do weird things in my breeches. I breach my breeches.
And
Da, da, da,
since
da,
you're
da,
out there, you can send me a screenshot.
Okay. So it really doesn't matter whether or not it's in a town or not. So,
Yeah, well, that's a whole different
because
biome too. Yeah.
yes, but if you look at the way that the map is rendered, okay, it is just an overhead shot, okay? Whereas the one that Jacob White did had like grass, it was not the full overhead shot. He only put the stuff that was related to that scene that was accessible. So here I am going to which town am I going to? Ooh, there are people outside of here. I need to get on a mount.
Mount it up.
Mount it up. Da, 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 da. Where are we? Nope, not Merker. Not that. Now I gotta go find a fucking NPC town out here. Obsidian Panopticon is not a... that...
Now, you're not going to find exactly what you're looking for because it's different land masses, different biomes. Let's get back to the videos.
What if I closed the videos?
You shouldn't have.
Well, maybe I did. Maybe I'm looking for a fucking Shroud map and invisible walls. Like, here's this path all the way around this island, and yet we block it off. Da, 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 da. I'm trying to find one of the boats to take me across the water. Ferry to island. Da, 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 da. Okay, so on the video, where am I going to?
We're going to go back to 320.35, right where we pretty much left off.
Okay. 320.45?
35.
Oh. 35. 320.35 is ready, and we are clicking start in 3, 2, 1.
For internal use, because again, you guys, a lot of people have noticed that we're not patching the QA server for public purposes as often as we used to, and part of that is that, well, we want you to
We forgot
want you to have
access to our
surprises.
dev server.
It defeats the purpose of having a new episode, a new anything, if you guys are basically playing through the quests in 15-minute increments, and then when you say, okay, here's episode 2, it's all this, you say, but you did it all already, right? There's nothing new, there's no surprises, there's no content for you to actually do. You've burned through it all because you were in beta for the whole thing.
Right. There's no Christmas morning. There's just, I hope you enjoyed all the presents you got throughout the year.
Right. So granted, the folks that have early access, I'm not saying that I'm taking away early access, so stop that, because I know what you people will say. But the point is that I need to not have it on the live server, because even though folks with early access do have access to it, then right now you go up there and buy for $19 access to episode 2, which is great, but then now everybody is really there with the incremental little steps forward in episode 2, and you're not really seeing all the stuff that's involved with it because you've experienced it over the last few years. So anyway, with all that said, that's why separating the scene building from the questing and making episode 3 mainly be the questing aspect of things will allow us to get it done quicker and allow us to keep it in just an offline, well, I shouldn't say offline, in a QA situation, right? A development server that the people who have rights to early access can go there if they want, experience the content, and give feedback and all that as the original pledges decreed, and then that way the players who would rather play the content when it's all done and ready will be able to do that, and actually will have an actual real DLC that way. So,
Yeah.
there you go.
That's not exactly what I thought I was looking for. Let me see. Hold on.
Well, the entire thing about that, and we don't want people to have access to all of our content. Somebody, namely me, said something in chat about you need QA server because fuck it, we'll do it live has worked so well for you guys. And you're still fucking fixing bugs left and right.
Let's jump to 104.18 real quick.
104?
18. This is what I really wanted.
Okay,
because
we're clicking play in 3, 2, 1, play.
All right, so there's a question about QA server patch notes, if they're ever going to be updated again. Those are best effort, and based on the size of the team and the reduction of the team over the last few years, I was doing the QA patch notes more often back in the day because I was dedicated to that task. Now we don't have anybody who's actually dedicated to getting the QA notes up and running. So if there's something that we need to make sure players know about, it's generally going to be talked about in the testing directive as opposed to putting patch notes up there. And that's purely what that is. It's not having time to do that. I would love to do patch notes on QA so that way everybody knows what's up there and they could go mess with the stuff. But
and we do put out testing announcements for specific things when we have a big thing that we know is
very rarely. Very rarely.
Exactly. Testing directives and announcements and stuff like that. So we do our best to notify, but as far as the patch notes being consistently updated, I wouldn't look to see that anytime soon.
Yeah, right there. I wouldn't look to see it. Well, we don't because it's been over a friggin' year, Ravlox. Come on. Been over
Best
a friggin'
effort
year.
in a year you couldn't do it?
Hello, Chris. Never gonna miss a
hello, Chris,
stand-up corner again. Now that I'm doing it. Yeah.
And the entire thing about like old guard, new guard, because that discussion's through in here a lot. Chris hasn't been on the project for 2 fucking years. He still owns the company, but he hasn't been around for 2 years because he's been doing his random crap with the.
He has no interest.
What was that game?
Anymore.
Yeah, he's not supporting Shroud in any way. So it's one where it's like, okay, the only time you will ever see Chris involved in something is, hey, oh shit, something died and we don't know how to do it.
Yeah, you won't even see that, I'm sure. But you know what you will see? You'll see us
You'll
doing
see
some
us
giveaways.
getting out of here and pulling giveaways. So
That's right.
you can't go with old guard, new guard comment because Ravlox has been running shit for 2 years.
Torque
Right.
Live. You are getting yourself a streamer bundle, so congratulations to Torque.
And Andrew Night Owl on my stream is going to be getting a streamer bundle. And Dwip's going to be getting a Steam key. Ooh. Dun, 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 dun. Trade streamer bundle. And the Steam key that, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen for Dwip.
There you go, Torque. Congratulations.
Oh, Dark Arisen is $30 on Steam currently there, Dwip.
And let's
that.
get to the game keys. And for our
$30
game key giveaways, I've got a copy of Bots Are Stupid. Bots Are Stupid for $12.99 on Steam, and that's going to go out to... You attempted to pick a winner 5 times, you bastard. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alexa, roll D8. Alexa, roll a D8. And that's going to be
Computer.
Andrea, kill on sight. Andrea, kill
Roll
on sight.
D1000.
You have the same problem?
I got a result of 332. Okay, yes. But it's time for us to get out of here.
That's right. And we will be back with more tomorrow right here on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Lomi.
And we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Ta-ta.
TTFN.